I think the thing with the Jets would have to be the rookie quarterback. They've done a nice job of protecting him so far. They've kind of held him back a little bit, not let him get in situations where he feels like he has to make a play. And he has been everything that they wanted and more, but at the same time, you have to say that having a rookie quarterback in a big game on the road against a really good team might spell trouble. And, that defense is playing well. I think they can run the ball against, some lesser teams than the Tennessee run defense. Run defense is worse than that. And I think their special teams are pretty good too. So the main thing for me with this Jets team is the rookie quarterback. With that said, they're 3-0 now. I think the winning streak ends this Sunday. I think their 3-0 season, their undefeated run, comes to an end against the Saints in the Superdome this week. So, sorry Jets, I think you're going to get out of this whole quest for undefeated race pretty early. It's not because you're bad, it's just that the Saints have this amazing offense and a defense that's actually running around and making some plays. I am somewhat concerned about the red zone efficiency of the Giants. They kick a lot of field goals. They're not able to pound it in like they did last year. They're not running the ball as well as they did in the past. But that's not an issue so much as it is a very small nitpick because they still do run the ball well. And their offense is putting up plenty of points. So I think the concern has to be the injuries on the defense. And really, in general, their defense not overly impressive. Obviously, they shut out Tampa Bay, but there are a lot of teams that can do that. Dallas ran all over them, and even Washington did okay. I mean, nothing special, but they did have a couple plays here and there. So I'm concerned about that with them. That's their weakness, in my opinion. And looking at the next 2 weeks, they have Kansas City on the road and Oakland at home. Those should be 2 easy wins. As long as they show up to play, should be no problem. And then they play the Saints. The Saints are coming off a bye in the Superdome. I think it stops there. If that defense has any weaknesses in it at all, and I think they do have 1 or 2, the Saints will exploit it. So I'm going to say the Giants go 5-0. And then they slip up against the Saints. And if they do not, next week they play Arizona. They'll probably win that game. But then they have to play the Eagles, the Chargers, the Falcons, the Broncos, the Cowboys. We'll see where the Cowboys are at that point. And the Eagles again. So their schedule during that stretch is brutal. It's going to be very tough for them to keep it up, even if they do get past the Saints. Obviously, with this Denver team, I'm a little worried about Kyle Orton. I mean, their defense is playing well, their running game's getting it done, but nothing Kyle Orton can do really will make me feel confident in him. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's going to be. It's just that I know his limitations. I don't think he can go deep. I don't think he can make all the throws. So they are liable to lose any week if he happens to go out there and have a 4-interception game, which is well within his capabilities. Other than that, I think they're a good team. They're obviously 3-0, maybe the most undeserving 3-0 team in the league, but they're still a top 10 team easily, maybe even a little higher than that. Dallas goes to Denver next week. That's a possible loss. Dallas is not bad, but personally right now, I don't think they're very good. I question their ability to play right now. That Tampa Bay game is looking, in hindsight, like more and more of a pathetic defensive performance. And, of course, the Giants game was a bad defensive performance. And, they did well last night, but I think Denver can win that game. I think Denver has a really good defense, and I think they win a low-scoring game. Patriots in Denver. This could be tough because, maybe Belichick will cook up something on defense that makes Kyle Orton have a really bad day. Maybe Brady will pick apart that defense a little bit and they'll come out with a close win. That's a game that I think Denver will win, though. I think they got a really nice defense. And really, I think they have a decent running game, especially when No Sean Marino shows up. So I'm going to say Denver keeps it up 5-0, and then they fall to the they fall to the San Diego Chargers in Qualcomm. So 5-0 Denver falls to San Diego in Week 6. A lot of people are going to say that their concern with this Baltimore team would be that they don't trust the offense. You know, they don't trust Flacco totally, Ray Rice, Mark Clayton. Well, I do, and I think in a month or two everybody else will as well. I'm not concerned about these guys until they show me that they are a liability. As far as I'm concerned, they're not. And as far as I'm concerned, they can get the job done. So, my main concern with this Ravens team is their defense, namely their pass defense. And I know that sounds weird, but they've played two awful teams in Kansas City and Cleveland, and their defense played great. And then against San Diego, Rivers shredded them. Rivers and Vincent Jackson, and really the whole Chargers passing game destroyed them. And, you know, a Baltimore win. Baltimore got the win because, you know, Flacco played real well, and they came up with that big stop at the end. But that defense looks like it misses Rex Ryan a little bit, so I'm a little concerned about really good quarterbacks against this team. So, looking at it, we have Baltimore playing New England next week in Gillette. I'm going to go with Baltimore winning that game. I think they're a better team. That's certainly a possible loss, but I think that the Ravens are going to come out with that one. It's going to be a tough game. Baltimore's got some tough games ahead, but I think they take that. I think they take next week at home against the Cincinnati Bengals. I think the Bengals are good, but not quite Baltimore Ravens good. I still have some concerns about that offense. And Week 6, they go to Minnesota now. That's a hell of a game, and both these teams could be undefeated going in. And I'll say right now that I like Minnesota in this game because it's at home, and I think Minnesota is probably about as good as Baltimore right now. So I'm going to go with Minnesota to end the undefeated streak of a 5-0 Ravens team.